Hello friends, welcome to TMT. Today we will have a video lecture on Introduction to Biotechnology. I am Dr. Aparna Deshmukh, Department of Biotechnology, Thakur College of Science and Commerce. Friends, recently we have gone through the pandemic of COVID-19 and we all have come across some of the terms like SARS-CoV-2 virus, transmission of infection, genetic modification, antibodies, vaccine, plasma therapy, RT-PCR, and whatnot. I'm sure these terms you have heard, and those terms would have tickled your mind to know what is biotechnology. So let us learn what is biotechnology in brief today. Biotechnology, the term was coined in 1917 by Hungarian engineer Karl Erecki. This was to describe the process of large-scale production of pigs. And he meant all the products which were produced from raw material using living organisms. But today, 20th century biotechnology has been transformed and it has emerged as new discipline of biology integrated with technology. As you know, biotechnology is multidisciplinary science and various different organizations have defined biotechnology in different ways. So if you look at global organizations, American Association of Advancement in Science defines biotechnology as the use of living things to make products. OECD, that is Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, defines biotechnology as any technological application that uses biological system, living organisms, or derivatives thereof to make or modify products or processes for specific use. Convention on Biological Diversity defines biotechnology as the applications of science and technology to living organisms as well as parts, products, and models thereof to alter living or non-living material. European Federation of Biotechnology considers biotechnology as integrated application of natural engineering sciences with the aim of using living organisms, cells, and their component parts for products and services for production of knowledge, goods, and services. So if you consider this European Federation of Biotechnology is most comprehensive definition, but however, if you look at all the definitions, essentially it contains use of living organisms or their parts, living systems, for certain applications for the benefit of mankind and also for benefit of the environment. So, biotechnology is a multidisciplinary science which is considering all different subjects, has foundation of molecular biology, biochemistry, cell biology, genetics. Biological sciences obviously are the most important, along with the newer biological sciences like microbiology, virology. And it also merges various different areas like medicine, biochemistry, chemistry, biophysics, engineering, informatics, and technology. Now, if you consider biotechnology as a tree, the foundation is biology and basic sciences. STEM is technology and applications are in various different fields, including agriculture, medicine, healthcare, forensic sciences, food and beverages, marine biotechnology, and obviously environment as well. Coming to different avenues in biotechnology, modern biotechnology most important avenue is tissue culture. So what is tissue culture? Tissue culture is growth of cells in vitro. In vitro, that means in the test tubes or glass. And when I say growth, that means survival, growth, development, differentiation of cells or tissue, may it be plant or animal tissue or cells. Considering animals cell lines, okay, is a part of tissue culture, we could maintain cell lines, animal cell lines. For example, Some of the pictures you can see HeLa cells, survival cancer cells, which was developed in 70s, and now still we have preserved it, and we can do research on these cell lines. Examples are HeLa cells or HL60 acute myeloid leukemia cells, CHO, that is Chinese hamster ovary cells, breast cancer cells or neuronal cells or kidney cells. All these cell lines have been deposited as central repository termed as Animal American Type Culture Collection, ATCC, and in India it is available at National Center for Cell Sciences, Pune. So these are our tools of new biotechnology era, where we can do research using these cells, not only animal cells but also plant tissue culture. Okay, plant tissue culture has various different aspects. We can talk about it in greater details in when we talk about plant tissue culture and green biotechnology. However, plant can be used or grown in tissue culture, and then there is one more area of plant tissue culture which is termed as micropropagation, where you can have plants grown in artificial environment in laboratory, and it's truly speaking the art and science of multiplying plants in vitro. Plant tissue culture, animal tissue culture, biotechnological advancement, if you think of all these things, do you really feel that biotechnology is only the science of new generation and there were no practices related to biotechnology earlier ancient era? No, it's not that. Biotechnological practices and products were used in ancient biotechnology. Some of the examples it would be very interesting to explore. For example, Hindu mythology, Mahabharata, mentions birth of Kaurava in a particular reference that we searched in Adi Parva chapter 116, that Kaurava were created by splitting the single embryo of Gandhari into 101 parts. I am sure that you would have heard this story that 101 parts, the 100 parts, 100 Kaurava were born from this, but each part was cultured. I would use the word cultured because that is what it seems like. They were grown in separate kund or pots in ghee. So for me, I feel that that is some kind of in vitro fertilization, or what we term today as test tube baby, or some fermented liquid which was termed as ghee. Again, one more example, Somras, okay, which has been mentioned. Okay, there are references about Somras in Rig Veda, a drink that brings immortality and divinity to the one who consumes it. So, for me, I feel Somrasa was one of the kind of liquid which you can have, and it had medicinal properties. There are references that it had medicinal properties, which is mentioned that there are scripts which mention that it had rejuvenating or antioxidant properties. Ayurveda, our old traditional medicinal science, which dates back to 5000 BC. There is Charak Samhita which mentions about formulations, different types of formulations. In today's term, I think they can fall into the term biotechnology or definition of biotechnology. There are lots of Bhasma, Asava, Arishta, which are mentioned and written in the written script of Charak Samhita. There was Rasayan Samhita or Rasayan Chikitsa, which is mentioned as a part of treatment. And according to the modern technology, if we decipher this knowledge, I think it could be associated with anti-aging, adaptogenic potential, and immunomodulatory properties of certain herbs. These properties were proved using modern parameters. We'll talk about it someday later. Not only Indian, but there are many other countries who have been using the biotechnological practices. For example, ancient Egyptian practice of mummification, which is a systematic process for preservation of dead bodies. And they mention that dead bodies can be preserved by rinsing the body with wine and spices. So these are some kind of formulation for preservation, and obviously, technically, they could be considered as biotechnological practices. Sumerian and Babylonian practices like beer brewing is obviously the heart of biotechnology. There are references about gods like Ninkasi and Cecilus, as well as there are various different references which talk about the gods preserving wine, and obviously beer brewing technology existed in that era also. Now, from ancient biotechnology, if we move to classical or traditional biotechnology, the heart of traditional biotechnology was fermentation technology. Fermentation, the process in which living organisms are used or their enzymes are used for making different kinds of products. Okay, for example, some of the products, even if you use today yogurt, idli, dosa, you know that they are fermentation products. Curd, butter, cheese, ghee, buttermilk, food biotechnology. Lots of alcoholic products, beer, wine, vinegar. And also in India, there is one Mahua drink which is associated with fermentation. So there were lots of products which are made in traditional biotechnology. I have to mention here that the process of pasteurization, which was offered by Louis Pasteur in 1860, that contributed quite a lot for food preservation techniques. And today, biotechnology has emerged with, at industrial scale, which is now considered as white biotechnology or industrial products of biotechnology. So these are all traditional products scaled up for larger scale. Okay. Now, if you consider the food biotechnology, there are various different products, not only in India but all other parts of the world. That some food preservatives are used, and some food preservative practices which can come in the under the umbrella of biotechnology, we can mention. Now, as we move on, science advanced, and it was the era where DNA structure was discovered by Watson and Crick, put forth in a conference, and everybody accepted. I must mention the contribution of Rosalind Franklin. And DNA modification technology also came into existence. Frederick Sanger, who discovered DNA polymerase and how it works, the enzyme activities. So these all contributed to DNA modifying technology. Once we learned modification of DNA, also we had knowledge of human chromosomes, how they work, what is their structure, what is their function. And this knowledge, the about DNA, the code of life, the structure is important and its function. When the DNA is transcribed into RNA, and then from RNA proteins are synthesized. This is the central dogma of life. And when we knew about it, the next thing to mankind was development of the technology to such a level where we could do manipulation of DNA. The next thing was what to do with DNA, how we could modify. Suppose if there is a DNA mutation or any kind of change, how could we do it? So with that objective, there were manipulations of DNA which came into existence, and the era of modern biotechnology emerged. So modern biotechnology is mainly focused on manipulation of DNA for various different applications. Most important aspect about the modern biotechnology is the knowledge of recombinant DNA technology. How can we recombine the sequences? The sequences which are important to define traits of living organism. And most important aspect about DNA is like DNA has universal code. So DNA of human and DNA of frog or DNA of rice or cotton basically differ with respect to sequences. The material is the same. So what if we cut the DNA from carrot and put it into rice? That would give the properties of carrot to rice. So this is how golden rice came into existence. We had golden rice for nutritional improvement, which had provitamin A, so as to have nutritionally improved values in the crop. So there were many experiments. You know about BT cotton. BT stands for Bacillus thuringiensis, from where a gene which is responsible for killing pest was incorporated into the cotton plant. So BT cotton came into existence. This is a pest resistant variety. Sorry, it is a pest resistant variety which was created. There are lots of examples of genetic engineering, genetically modified organisms, genetically modified animals, and n number of recombinant products, including humulin, the first ever human insulin, which was synthesized using recombinant DNA technology. Recombinant DNA technology advanced, but most important basic concept in genetic engineering recombinant DNA technology is manipulation of DNA, cutting and pasting of DNA from one organism to other organism. Obviously, we need to use biological vectors and enzyme. It's not that easy as it seems like, but with technology, we can do that. It has been proved. Genetically modified organism and transgenic varieties of plants and animals were the focus of modern biotechnology. When biotechnology advanced in 1983, something fabulous happened. Kary Mullis, termed as Mr. PCR, invented and patented the technology for polymerase chain reaction. What is polymerase chain reaction? It is the technique for in vitro amplification of DNA. No, the DNA amplified at geometric progression in very short time using thermal cycler. So this PCR revolution, it was a revolutionary technique, and after that biotechnology advanced with leaps and bounds. Came to more advancement was the contribution of bioinformatics. Bioinformatics, it is the science for development and use of computerized program or merging of information technology to biological processes, which is bioinformatics. This is mainly used to archive, organize, and access biological information. There are major areas of bioinformatics like genomics, proteomics, which came into existence, and the knowledge of biotechnology coupled with bioinformatics opened a new vista of biotechnology. In 2000, Human Genome Project was completed. What is Human Genome Project? Is knowing the sequence of entire human genome, that is the set of all 23 chromosomes. So now today when Genome Project is completed, the sequence is known to the scientists. Not only the human genome sequence is open for everyone. So whoever is interested, suppose if you are interested to know what is there on chromosome number 6, what is there on chromosome number 17, or how a particular trait is coded on our DNA. Say for example, Down syndrome. What is the connection of Down syndrome with genetic defect? We can all have this information at our fingertips. It would be very fantastic for you all to know about Human Genome Project in the next series of lectures. So the knowledge of biotechnology, bioinformatics, coupled with the explosion of information when Human Genome Project was completed, led us to various different applications of biotechnology in many different areas. Namely, most important areas I will cover in next series of lectures as red biotechnology, which is associated with healthcare and medical biotechnology, blue biotechnology, that is marine biotechnology or aquatic biotechnology, white biotechnology, which is industrial aspects, green biotechnology related to plant and agriculture. When there is advancement in science, also there is contribution for considerations of regulatory affairs. So with advancement of biotechnology, there are certain areas which are associated like intellectual property rights, biopatents, bioethics, and mainly the issues associated with GM food, which we will cover in the next series of lectures. These are some of my references for today's video. Friends, science is advancing, biotechnology is advancing, and there are many more vistas that we can explore in the next series of lectures. Biotechnology is very creative science. You can imagine and you can really manipulate DNA, and obviously with coupled with some logic and application oriented benefits, but it's a very creative science and sky is the limit. All the best.